let's do it.
And floodgates are open.
Oh, you're all dressed up, Bo.
We are the Rome Book Club Mafia.
I saw that too.
Looks good.
Hey, I have felt like that at times.
Oh, it's such a good feeling.
The release of the end, or just the achievement of the end? What is it?
I had a cigarette last night. I haven't had a cigarette in months. And I was just like, listen, I need a smoke. What's up, Bardia? What's up, dude?
Yo.
Was it good for you?
Oh, Bardia is in the house. Hey, Bardia.
It was.
Hey.
Yay.
I just wanted to show people that I have more than t-shirts. Should I unbutton this one? Go for the Rob Hayesfield look? Oh, there we go.
Oh, too much hotness.
I love you, Rob.
Is Rob here?
No.
Okay.
Can you explain the jackets, Bo? And then Matt and I will try and do that too.
I don't know. I just felt like wearing a jacket, and then Matt was like, hold on, and he got the jacket, and then the other Matt went in and said, hold on, and got a jacket as well.
We both the Matts had exactly the same reaction. We logged on to the pre-meeting call and we saw Bo, and then like instantly it was like, oh wait, I'm gonna go grab something too.
That's the cool thing about Zoom meetings. You can just quick go change if you're not appropriately dressed. Normally, you can't go home and change.
Yeah, and none of us are wearing pants either. So it's great. I love Zoom.
Matt had to run back from the forest though.
I did.
We'll have to avoid a standing ovation.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, Curtis. I've got sweats on.
One time I went to a wedding, and the bride's mom comes running over to me, and she's like, you have to go put your coat on. I'm like, what? And she's like, your dress looks exactly like the bridesmaids' dresses. And I was like, oh my gosh. So she made me wear a coat for the whole wedding in the middle of the summer.
Oh.
I couldn't go home and change. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was close.
Is this the end? This isn't the end, right? This is just the beginning. That's how I'm framing it.
Intermission.
It's both. It's the beginning and the end. That's why I love it. You know,
End
it's
of
like
Act One.
It's
the
a
weaving. It's the weaving together of the past and the future. That's what it is. That's why it feels so exciting.
It does. It's got a vibe, dude.
It's the end of Act One.
That was good. That was good. You're speaking my language here.
Yeah.
Any T.S. Eliot fans?
What do you got for us?
In my end is my beginning.
I like it. I like it. Yep.
Come back to the beginning and see it for the first time.
That's right.
Beautiful, Julie. Yeah, nice. I think we should just hand over to you guys to write the finale here because you've got all the good lines already.
It's like it could emerge, right? We could each just say a sentence and they would all weave together.
Here you go. Here you go.
It's an old improv trick.
It's the first pass at a fleeting moment.
First pass of the fleeting moment.
All right, so let's get underway, Hayes. A few minutes in. So welcome everyone. Firstly, big congratulations. You made it to the finish of Book Club 3. So a big achievement just in and of itself for that. So congrats to you all and hope you enjoy the kind of small celebration that it is today. So just Matt and Bo, let's quickly do a kind of 10-minute, 15-minute reflection and then over to you for your breakout rooms. I know you've got some stuff planned. Whoa, we've got Connor in the room with a jacket on too.
What? Hold on, where is this?
Yeah.
There we go.
I haven't tried on the suit because I was in India.
It was tailored for me back then, but it does not fit anymore. So I'm gonna go change another suit jacket.
There you go.
This is how we're rolling today, baby.
Yeah.
This is how Rome Book Club does graduation day.
All right. Well, while Connor's
No,
getting
I'm
his
here.
jacket-
I'm here. I'm getting another. I'm trying on another suit jacket.
right.
No, I came out in a dress shirt and Bardia said I looked like one of what's that guy's name? The Tiger King.
Jokes on.
Yeah, he said I looked like one of Joe Exotic's husbands. And Mason claimed that I looked like I was about to go competitive dancing, but I'd woken up in the body of my redneck neighbor. So it's a lack of appreciation for my style in this house. But yeah, happy graduation day, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. Perfect. So while you're here, Connor.
Hey, this one works. I got this suit jacket kind of fits.
Is your video on, dude? I'm trying to pin your video. I don't see you.
No, I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Well, I'll turn it on.
All right.
This one's a little bit better. I think. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Boom.
Got the Haysfield button-up look as well.
Yeah. It's a good look. It's a good look. Yeah. I like the suit jacket back. Yeah. Stylish.
Bo and Matt, let's give Connor and everyone else a wrap up. Like, let's give them a sense of what's going on here. Let's start with you, Matt. What's the two things that have stand out, or a few things that have stood out about what you've learned?
Are there only 3 people left in this book club? Did you guys lose everybody? No. You got plenty of people.
No.
Everybody's here. Great.
Go for it, Matt.
Yeah, so speaking to what we've accomplished, I realize as I think about this that there are things that people aren't necessarily going to appreciate who weren't here from the very beginning. So I need to give just a tiny bit of backstory, because this was our 3rd iteration, and each iteration has moved forward in dramatic ways from the one before it. But one of the things that really stands out to me as I survey kind of what the 2 groups have accomplished is that each of the groups, the group led by Bo and the group led by me, I think has accomplished really marvelous things, building on the platform of everything that came before. So to summarize, if we do the power rewind and we go back in time to the end of Rome Book Club 2, and kind of what it was that drove us in 2 different directions, we were building directly on a concept that was introduced in Book Club 1, where great ideas come from, where we read one of Connor's favorite books by Stephen Johnson. He was describing Building 20 at MIT as this magic laboratory of experimentation and invention. And so Bo and I kind of knew that we wanted to work on slightly different problems. So we each took a book club in a slightly different direction, and we accomplished different things. And I think each branch did amazing work. But there's just one thing that I just want to share, which I think is just so wonderful. And that is that it was Bo's club working as a community, everybody working together, that ended up solving my problem. Like the thing that I was trying to accomplish in the COIL group, in addition to reading the COIL book, I just wanted to figure out how do we fit questions into a Zettelkasten. That was the thing that had been bugging me, and I don't know of a really great way to do it. And so in addition to following everything that's happening in the COIL group, I tag along, I listen in on the conversations that Bo is having with people. And lo and behold, about a week ago, Brother Spirit comes up with a fantastic solution that pretty much does everything that I wanted it to do. And I feel like I didn't have to do anything. In fact, I wasn't even part of the community that came up with the solution to my problem. And it just happened, which I love. And to me, that speaks to the magic of this entire process. It's like we're all just working together on things, and each of us is finding and discovering stuff that ends up being useful to other people in unexpected ways. And I love that. Like, to me, that's the energy we've had right from the beginning, and it's the energy that I think is going to keep sustaining us as we move into future iterations. I mentioned one of the things that I saw that Bo's group as a community accomplished, which is that I think you guys really took the basic prototype of the Zettelkasten, and you took it and you ran with it. And I'm just so excited to sort of see how this new implementation of the Zettelkasten looks based on the work that you've all been doing together. When I turn to the COIL group, and I think about what we accomplished, it's interesting to me because some of those accomplishments are evident in the graph. Like we worked on semantic mappings, we came up with a book map, we came up with a book map of the book map, we came up with an argument map, we came up with a claim system. We did a lot of experiments. And I think there's lots of prototypes there that are going to prove useful. But honestly, the biggest thing, the most important thing that we accomplished, I think has to do with community, which, interestingly enough, that's the book that we were reading. I kind of feel as if most of the real work in that group had to do with getting all of us kind of calibrated and thinking in similar ways about what a community is. And a lot of that knowledge ends up being somewhat institutional and internalized among the group. And so it's kind of hard to point to it exactly, but I know that it's there. Like I know from the conversations that we had in our last meeting that ended up going an hour and a half after when the official meeting was supposed to end, that all of these thoughts and concepts are completely very much alive. Like they're part of our discourse now. And because they're part of our discourse, in a way, they're part of the discourse of the whole community. And I think we're going to see more and more of this emerging. All right, I think I'm going to end my rant. Those are the things that I've seen so far. What do you think, Bo? What's on your mind? What do you think about when you look back on what we've accomplished?
I mean, how do you follow that, dude? Like you hit the nail on the head, like everything. Community, this Rome cult community that, we see every day and we've been participating with. I'm in awe of it. I am, it's so powerful. And I think you're right. It's a note-taking tool for networked thought. And what we've done over the last 6 weeks is we've created networked thought. And I just feel like the reverberations from that is going to spread. And it's like, I've been thinking about it. I almost feel like the first wave hit already. These first wave of like innovators and early adopters. And now we're about to cross this chasm into sort of the majority. And I feel like this second wave is going to be like, really, the second wave is being set by everyone in this book club. And I mean that because the enthusiasm, the excitement about what it means to work together to solve these problems and how to, organize your ideas and thoughts and how to combine this and synthesize this with others in a group. And it's just, I just see that this is going to be the thing that sort of, poof, takes it to that place where it's like, I look at it like, I can't explain this to some people why this is so powerful, but there's people in RBC3 that are so much more eloquent and that can articulate what that is. And to me, I'm just blown away by that. And I think it's been fun. Above all else, it's been fun. And if it wasn't fun, we wouldn't have 77 people on this call, and it's different. And I think this falls underneath, Matt McKinley's vision of what he sees the sort of book club becoming. And I think if we continue to iterate and continue to improve with each sort of book club, I mean, I can just only imagine what Rome Book Club 6, 7, 8 is going to look like, and how that is going to be the sort of standard, the industry standard of how to read a book, in a group. And and I think we all need to really pat ourselves on the back because this is the beginning of it. Listen, all of this is so brand new, and yet it's what we're like putting out into the world right now is, I mean, just jump on a call with anyone here and just allow each other to talk to each other. And you're like reading my mind. You're like reading my mind. You're going to get that vibe. And so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm exhausted. I am literally, I hit the wall like a couple days ago. And I mean, this, like, look at this. You know it works when you got Bardia and Connor showing up to this, okay? Like, we're not kidding around, dude. Like, this is something special. And, you know, it's when the co-founder or the CEO shows up to the final meeting, I mean, to me, it means that we are doing it. And it's not just an individual. It's no single person. It's all of us. And I really feel like the more that we own that and the more that we see that it's all of us together, it's the community. It's not about the shared graph. It's not about the book. It's not about this technique. It's about the community solving the problems for the community. And it's just a sort of virtuous cycle that happens. And yeah.
No, it's about the music that you put together. It's about those 45-minute videos and that background music. That's really what it's about.
I've got some on deck right now, by the way.
Yeah, I just gotta.
We got.
I want to go. I'm here. I'm here for that. Like, if you've got a recording up, like, I need to. I'm here to have my. Also, like, I want to. Now I want to know the answer to this question about how you guys store questions in the Zettelcast. I've got to watch this Brother Spirit video that someone linked in the chat. I'm very curious about this Brother Spirit character. So.
That's just one of many.
Hi there, Brother Spirit.
That's just one of many.
That's one of it. I gotta watch all these. I gotta watch all these.
Yeah,
Gotta watch them all.
Simon Scarf, Carol Leather, like Glenn Burns, Rick Krause, Heather Gill, like, you want me to keep going? Brian Pagano, Alan Santos, Curtis Abbott,
yeah, keep
Roy
going.
Temple, Samantha Post. Like, I'll just keep going. Like, they got it, and they got it because of the technology that Rome offers. You know, they got it because it's the blocks.
Also, because there's listen, like, this is I was tweeting recently about.
Break it up a little bit. Say that again.
You know, and I said I've been tweeting recently about HLAMT, right? Because the technology isn't just the technology for augmenting intelligence is not just artifacts. It's not just technology like the product of Rome.
Yeah.
There is, methods and language are just as important for how we learn to boost our collective intelligence. And so, that's the thing that has been really inspiring for me from the outside, watching you guys just have at it with this book club is, the other 2/3 of what you can develop are like good language and good methods. And the psychological stuff that you guys are doing is pretty impressive, because you're right. It's hard to write. It's just not it's not easy. And it's hard to think together. And so I'm really impressed with what this community's been doing in this book club. So that's why I put on my Sunday best with my my hat and my
I don't want
to pay my respect. I don't know how you guys ended up deciding on wearing suits, but I'm like, this is great. This is really this is great.
Hey, Connor, while you're here, I think we're planning, Bo and Matt have planned their own breakouts. But while you're here, a big inspiration to me is seeing how you have built a community and the depth of the decisions you make about community in terms of priorities, right? They're not just an afterthought. Just aren't an afterthought. They're almost first move all the time.
Can
you talk about some of the motivations for that? Because I very much see that with Bo and Matt as well in this process.
I mean, there's it's funny. So I think I recommended it to Bardia recently, and one of the papers that was when, before I got into tech, I was a community organizer. That was what my training was in political community organizing for economic development and political action stuff. And there's this paper called "Services Are Bad for People," and it talks about the difference between a citizen and a client, and just how your vote is sort of the least interesting thing about citizenship, right? Citizenship is about ownership, shared agency to develop something with other people, and so I mean, my whole reason for getting interested in the internet was figuring out how could you make a tool for collective intelligence and for collective action, help people network together and make the whole more than the sum of its parts. So yeah, community has been pretty central for like Rome started as a single player tool because actually I wanted to make sure that you didn't have to wait for network effects to happen, like that you could start getting network effects from just, you know, yourself and all the books that you were reading, and like you could be the community organizer of all the authors who you were interested in. And but the pattern was, you know, was designed to work well for the collective stuff from the beginning with. And we're trying to make a new language. We're trying to make a new way of like representing thought so that you could like have, you know, actually many-to-many communication, because I don't think we figured that out on the internet yet. And so it's part of the reason that we're so community-centric is because there are a lot of open questions, and there's you know, Bill Joy, who's the was the creator of Sun Microsystems. He has a pretty famous law which says the smartest people don't work for your organization. So, you know, Joy's law is like the smartest people are elsewhere. You know, you should figure out as much as possible how to make your problems like things that people can can innovate on without your permission. And so that's been something that's been sort of central for how I've tried to build Rome, is making so we can learn from all y'all, because y'all are the ones using the language and figuring out how to speak. So yeah, I've just been really impressed with what's been going on here. And like, you know, these book clubs are really trying to get to this year, and you guys are, you know, living at the edge means you're going to get cuts, right? Like that's the, you know, you're seeing, but yeah, I'm just really grateful for what's been happening here. So that's all I got.
Beauty, Connor. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Zoom hasn't got the applause down yet, but a virtual round of applause there for and yeah, that's very much how we feel about Rome. It's kind of like on the edge of stuff. I love the exploration. Matt and Bo have done that amazingly well. And I just want to say, like, both of you, like, one of my favorite sayings is, particularly after this, is like, positivity is worth like 50 IQ points. And genuinely, like, you push through all the doubt, push through all the kind of small issues as we kind of explore, and made it great. So Bo and Matt and to Connor as well, thanks for letting us do this. And Bardia for like kicking it off and being involved and helping all the way through as well. So perfect.
There's some movement to the breakout rooms in the chat, but before we do that, Matt, can I say a few words about Book Club 4?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I've been thinking a great deal about which book I'd like to lead in Book Club 4, and I've decided on the book that I want, and I want to share with you that context.
Matt,
yeah.
Just sorry, before you get to that, like, so just to announce that we're going to run, Bo and Matt are back for Book Club 4 and going to run another round themselves. So they're the two hosts. They're going to take all
Amazing.
Yes. Thank you, Matt, for the context.
Amazing.
That was like a
oh my god. Oh, you haven't burned out yet, man, dude. Like, just like, yeah. Just don't burn it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. I appreciate the context, and it's worth sort of being clear that my feeling is that Bo has had such incredible success with how to take smart notes, and his willingness to do it again is just out of this world amazing, a blessing for everybody, because Bo's approach from the beginning has been so welcoming towards beginners. That was the whole point. It would be the on-ramp that anyone could just sort of hop on and start learning together in a community. And so that I'm super, super excited about. In parallel to that, I'm going to be running another book in Rome Book Club 4. And to be very clear, my goal in the next iteration that I run is going to be to draw on all of the things that work best that we've seen so far, and to try to braid them together, because I think that there's been so much powerful stuff happening in Bo's group, and I want to bring some of that together with some of the things I saw in the Coil group. So that's sort of the big vision, and we're going to iterate this at least one more time. And our hope is that by Book Club 5, for sure, we would love to see more sort of just community-led initiatives, people saying, hey, I want to lead this book, I want to lead that book. But right now, I think my feeling is we're still iterating on the model to try to get as much convergence as we can about best practices. And so, on that note, what I want to do is, I'm sorry, I'm cracking up because I'm reading it. I should not read the chat window while I'm talking. It's too funny. All right, no, sorry. Here, let me adjust here. All right. Where was I? On that note, I want to introduce the book that is going to be the book that it's my pleasure and privilege to lead in Book Club 4. And what I want to say about it is that in my imagination, Book Club 4, this book is the last in that tetralogy. Because from my perspective, what I've seen is a story arc. We started with Stephen Johnson's Where Good Ideas Come From, and there were provocative ideas in it that he hadn't fully developed that were partially answered by Sankey Arons How to Take Smart Notes. And we had finished reading both of those two books, and we had this idea that this sort of smart noting or Zettelkasting technology is amazing, but community is somehow a critical part of the mix. And so I said, okay, now the next book that makes sense to read is Dan Coyle's The Culture Code, and we'll think about community. And now at the end of Dan Coyle, I realized that for me, there is one book that seems to bring a lot of the final questions in my mind to the surface. And the book that I want to lead in Book Club 4 is a book by the book that I want to lead for Rome Book Club 4 is a book by a Native American scientist. She is a botanist, but she's also a student and historian of culture. And she wrote a book that was on the New York Times bestseller list like forever a few years back called Braiding Sweetgrass. And I think that based on all of the things that we've been talking about and thinking about, this is a very exciting direction to take the book club, because in some ways it's a slightly different kind of a book. It's a little bit of a memoir. It's a little bit of an exposition about botany. I mean, after all, she's a plant scientist. It's a little bit of an exploration of history and culture. But one of the things that it explores, and it is one of her chief concerns, is the balance between scientific and traditional ways of knowing and how concerns of community affect the ways in which we learn and transmit knowledge. And as I've been thinking about this and reading the book and absorbing its lessons myself, there's just so many moments where I'm like, yeah, this is the thing that we've been trying to put into words. And I think she gets it. There are things that she says that are, in a way, they just resonate with all three of the books that we've read so far. So I'm really excited to explore that with all of you. It's a slightly different kind of a book. Each book is going to present its own challenges. Each book is probably going to have to be approached in a slightly different way. And honestly, I'm fine with that. In fact, not only am I fine with that, I'm excited about it, because I think that we're going to learn more by looking at books that are sort of written with different audiences in mind, perhaps with overlapping yet slightly different purposes. And so, yeah, that's it. That's our book, for the book that I plan to lead for Rome Book Club 4. And that's the reason why I chose it. One of the things that I see people, thank you, Julie. I see people asking for repeat information about the book. What I actually did was I embedded way up in the top of our chat window a link for an early sign up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that sign up here. The book, once again, is called Braiding Sweetgrass. It's by Robin Wall Kimmerer. There we go. All right. It appears that Matt has put the title and the sign up. So what you're seeing in the chat window right now is essentially an early sign up, because my feeling is that the people who are here right now in this room who are interested in joining the group, I want you to be at the front of the queue. I want you guys to sort of have, because you've shown the commitment and you've shown the devotion and you've been showing up consistently for a long time. And I want to make sure that you guys have the first shot at the sign up list before it becomes a more open process. There's one other thing that you will be, you'll notice if you go through that Google form. And in fact, this is my chance to say a huge thank you to 6 very special people, the people who helped me form the sort of cohort small group structure. Lindsay, Alex, Charles, Julie, Kate, and Nico. You guys are amazing. I love you. I appreciate you so much. And you played such a pivotal role in shaping the whole Coil Book Club experience. The nickname that Matt McKinley and Bohan and I used to describe these 6 individuals who all helped out every week with facilitating small group discussions is we nicknamed them the Dream Team because they're fantastic and they have been so much fun to work with. Yeah, Dream Team. Anyway, I mention all of this because I am eager to take advantage of whatever assistance or help anyone in the community has to offer. And if you feel like you might have a contribution to make in terms of either organizing or behind the scenes stuff or being a facilitator of one of the small groups, there's a little space on the questionnaire where I invite you to signal that interest. And frankly, I would super appreciate your help. I sort of feel like we've gotten so much by taking in perspectives of different people, and I want to keep that process going. And if you feel like you'd like to take on a slightly more leadership kind of a role in the next iteration of the book club, please let me know in that sign-up sheet where I ask about that.
If you're in the Stone K Graph, it is on the Daily Notes page as well. Stone K Graph, it's on the Daily Notes page as well for the sign-up.
Perfect. All right, so Bo, just a few minutes, and then we'll go into the breakout rooms. I know we're running a bit
late. Before we go, I do want to say that I'm really excited about this. Stress is studying ethnobotany, which is
yes!
Yeah, that was originally what I had thought my career was going to be until I realized this internet thing was kind of a big deal. Yeah, that's a funny connection. So it's a pretty cool way for you guys to be wrapping up your trilogy. It's almost like a coming home. So looks like a really great book.
Sweet. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you, Connor.
Bo, what one are you going to do? You're going to be running one too quickly just to announce, or have you got any plans yet?
No, just send all your friends and family members that want to, that ought to know how to use Rome and learn Rome and write in Rome, and send them into Stone K's book.
Yep.
And the whole goal is to get them to get acclimated to writing in Rome and being comfortable at that and being able to sort of through better writing have better thinking. And again, this next iteration is going to be very similar to what we ran in RBC3. Just we're going to be updating it with contributions from many people, including Brother Spirit. And but everyone too. All the feedback that I've gotten, it's just making it better.
Yeah. Connor, we need to get Bo and Matt cowboy hats, I think, as the official.
Dude, we need to get all you guys out to Utah. It's actually what we need to do. So just as soon as you guys are ready to travel, we need to have like a Rome summit and bring a bunch of folks from these book clubs out and put you guys up.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing. Book club live, genuinely live in person.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Real book club. That'll be great.
That's cool. Cool. All right, Bo, Matt and Bo. Sorry, what happens next? What do you got planned?
I think we're splitting into our separate groups. The Coil group is going to do a kind of a retrospective review that Mark McElroy has graciously offered to lead us through. I think I dropped the link for the Coil group now in the chat, as we've done before. Do we have any other public business to attend to, Matt and Bo? I think that's it. Oh, I did see someone, Brother Spirit, I think you asked in the chat window, when is the tentative start date? Oh, this actually brings up another point that I would like to share with everybody. We have not yet hammered out exactly the details, but we are hoping that on the next round that Bo and I will have different time slots, partly because we do acknowledge that there are some people who may want to be in both groups at the same time. I mean, I love it that there are people who are willing to do that and ready to do that. And we want to facilitate that because I just think it helps with cross-pollination of ideas. So we are aiming at having slightly different time slots. We haven't finalized when those time slots will be, but we are looking at the weekend of the first weekend in April after Easter. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah, 11th
It's like
of
the
April.
11th?
11th of April will be the start date for RBC4. So that'll be the Sunday, the 11th. So I'll send out an email for everyone just to wrap up today and get the next one going. So perfect.
Awesome.
Right.
Well, I got to take off, but this has been really awesome. And thank you everybody for all the amazing work that y'all are doing in these graphs and on these calls. And yeah, and Matt, this has just been, I'm so pumped the way that we handed this off to the people.
Oh, we need applause. Everyone, turn off your, unmute yourself.
There we go. Yeah.
All right, thanks to you all. Thanks, Connor. Amazing. And Bardia too, he doesn't get enough credit for kicking this thing off early and having the foresight to make it happen.
I think I get too much credit.
No, Matt. Matt, book club has been your thing from the beginning. We all know this has been your thing, and this has been really cool the way that you've, gotten. This is just it's leadership, right? Leadership is having other people take in and like letting go and giving up control to the people who are making this thing happen, and this is really, really, really cool to see. So, just congrats to Matt and to Bo and to Matt and the dream team. It's really, really awesome to see. So,
awesome. Thanks for coming in, Connor. Perfect.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, and to your groups, Bo and Matt, big thanks to you. Thanks to everyone, all the regulars. No, I haven't probably spoken to you as much, but it's been amazing to see all your writing, and through Matt and Bo, just incredibly positive, two incredible hosts. So that's probably the last sentence I'm going to give. I know we're running late, so over to you, Matt and Bo. We can go from there.
Yep, you bet. I'm going to put my if everyone would kindly hesitate or stop chatting in the chat window for a moment. Here's our link for the COIL group, and if you click on that link for all the Culture Code people who were present, that will take us over to our separate meeting. So I'll see you over there in a minute or two.
And everyone in Sonkei's group, we're just going to stay in this main. We're not going to do breakout room. Sonkei's auditorium. We're just going to stay here. I do have a template for today. Graduation is what it's going to be under. So let's go ahead and go to your page and fire off the template. I'm just going to go and share my screen so everyone can see. Maybe this will help. Graduation day, current time. I'm a stickler. I'm a stickler for that. And let's go into for the group. If you click on the bullet point, you can sort of zoom in here. And basically, I just want to spend the next 10 to 15 minutes just writing about the progress that each and every one of you have seen in yourself. And basically abstract here. You know what you're doing. It's like capturing a fleeting note. Just abstract here and then summarize here. And then you can go on to the next question as well, or I'll guide you into that, but it's the same idea. Abstract here and then summarize here. And then, so after we get done with this writing, we'll share a little bit with the group, because I just feel like the amount of work that we've all put into this with the shared vulnerability and all the writing, all the hours of writing, I think it's just important to allow for us to have this time before we debrief and, continue to build out our own personal Zettelcast. And so I'm just going to go in and set a timer, and I'll have a little bit of music going. Just check your speakers now, because I am going to turn some music on. Just going to throw on some lo-fi music. Lo-fi music. Okay, what's going on? Stop. I'm gonna throw on some lo-fi music and set a timer for. I'll set a Pomodoro for about 10. I'll do 7 minutes for both. So I'll give you 7 minutes to abstract on. I've seen the progress that I've made because, and then abstract out, and then summarize. And I'll do another 7 minutes for the second question as well. So I'll leave you all to it. move on to the next question. What I'd like to share with, or just make sure you summarize at the top level parent block as well. We'll move on to the next question. What I'd like to share with the group is, underneath the sibling block, abstract out what that would be like and then summarize at the top level parent block. I'll do another 7-minute Pomodoro timer. Go ahead and stop sharing the audio there. I just want to spend the next 30 minutes, next 45 minutes, just opening up this space for us to sort of check in with each other. And what I mean by that is just giving you all an opportunity to share what you wrote. And I guess the best way to do this, let me see I'm getting echo here. I feel like the best way to do this is just open it up. There's no rules. Some people miss the time change. So it's, so daylight savings happened. So we jumped an hour. So if you're just joining us, what we did was just a writing exercise for the group, answering those 2 questions, utilizing the graduation day template in your page. And what I'm doing now is I'm just opening up the floor for people to share what they wrote. If you want to just unmute yourself and share with the group, just do your best to limit it to about 2 minutes, just so everyone has an opportunity to share.
Everybody being shy, I can go first. Yeah, so this has been a fantastic experience for me. I'm not reading from my notes. I don't like to read from scripts when I'm addressing a group. And this is more of a conversation anyway. So, I mentioned in the chat on Slack that I'm an extreme introvert. That doesn't mean I have confidence issues or self-esteem issues or things. My job is to speak on stages and lead global teams. What it means is I get wiped out afterwards. And I was really concerned at the beginning with this group that was going to be the case, because I'm a self-contained unit. I learned everything on my own. And I had read Sanka's book before, but I didn't get it. I certainly didn't have a good system, and I was drowning under all the different input streams and trying to connect all the various threads of my life. And when this group started, when I finally realized Bo's pedagogy, his technique, this very Zen-like system he's got, I opened myself up to it. I felt very vulnerable. Again, in our toxic social media culture that we have out there, I'm generally, even though I'm a public, thought leader for technology companies, I don't use any of the social media. I don't use any of this stuff because it can be so toxic. And I was worried that that's the energy that was going to come back at me if I opened myself up to this. And I gotta say, I have completely changed my mind on this cohort-based learning. The energy has been fantastic. The struggling together, watching everybody's breakthroughs I feel like I've crammed a couple of years of progress into 42 days. And that's with a brand new baby who's crying all the time. And I can barely focus. And so I am just absolutely amazed. And already, with about 30 notes in my personal Zettelkasten and in my graph, I can already start to feel the change. Right, I can already start to feel that I can survive the amounts of, like all of you, I'm intellectually hungry. I'm curious. I read a lot of disparate things, and I have a lot of different, roles I play in life. And finally, a way to bring them all together and have them all harmonize off of each other. Right, I'm not a believer in work-life balance. I'm a believer in just being a whole person. Right, just be who you are. And so I feel like it's a major breakthrough. I don't think I'll ever think exactly the same way again. I'm already thinking about, who's got the guts and the need in my circle of loved ones to try to do the next one. I'm already thinking about 1 or 2 people to send in here for next time. But the basic wrap up, what I want to say is this changed my mind about not only how Zettelkasten works, obviously, about how my life works, about how I think about how cohorts work. But I'm filled with gratitude. As an extreme introvert, I am just absolutely filled with gratitude. I hope that we all, I know we're all looking forward to future cohorts and different clubs and things that'll be happening. I hope that we all stay in touch and that we continue down this path together. You're all fantastic. My heartfelt thanks.
All you need.
If you're just joining us, we're just opening up the floor to sort of anyone that wants to share for about 2 minutes about what you've learned and the progress that you've seen in yourself over these last 42 days.
Yeah, I'll go next.
Can
I thank you, Brian. Thanks for your words. Just to build off those, I think it's just been incredible to be part of this community. So I haven't really been part of many online communities before. So this has been earth-shattering for me to see so much connectivity and vulnerability and everyone opening up. And I was quite shocked. In fact, I was just writing down, how did I get here? This wasn't on my agenda. I wasn't planning to do this. I kind of got a friend sent me the link. I subscribed, and I just kept showing up because what Bo was delivering was just lighting me up every day. And then watching all of these coaching videos over the last week, it's just been incredible. And I've learned so much. And I just want to thank everyone for that. And for both your generosity of spirit, you're just bringing everyone together and having the confidence to tread this path with us all. And I can't wait for the next one, to be honest with you. So I want to appreciate you all. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll come on quickly and just want to say I'm still getting caught up on things. But one thing that's, I think, amazing about this group and the commitment everyone's had to it, Bo, your one-on-one sessions with everyone, and for everyone that did have those sessions and recorded them and is sharing with them with the group, thank you. I mean, these are like these historic moments that I can go back and refer to, that we've kind of got now this shared history that we can take and build on. Each of these things, Carol's video and Brother Spirit, kind of having these master breakthroughs that can be shared with other people, and we can take this and build it on to the next RBC4 and constantly refine and adjust and take the best pieces of everything and figure out how to teach things moving forward. I know we're always talking about in the discussions, it was like, well, Sonke's book says this and Sonke, but now it's going to be, well, RBC, the way they're doing it, this is how it's done, right? We're part of it. We're creating the next step here, all of us. So thank you to everyone.
Hey guys, I think I'm just gonna, I don't write very fast, so I'm gonna just read what I wrote. And basically, this group's been very interesting in that it focused on what actually should be my top priority in my life. And the reason I use the word should be is simply because it also revealed to me that it was not actually my top priority in practice. And a lot of distractions happen in life, and though distractions can easily be made like socially acceptable excuses, they reveal the reality of true priorities. And true priorities are revealed, of course, by what actually happens in practice. And one of my past mentors put it this way. He said, intention equals result. And if intentions equals result, well, then of course, result equals intention. And minus the mechanics that I learned in this group, I'd say that realization has been my greatest value, because I'm wholeheartedly committed to actually become congruent with my chosen priorities. And I greatly appreciate everybody in this group for affording me the ability to actually be a part of it. I came in late. I was often behind the curve in group progress, but it couldn't have come at a better time. The issue has never been for me really the mechanics, though mechanics definitely help the removal of friction. Once the external friction is actually eliminated, the inner friction is no longer actually concealed. And so for me, I definitely have internal friction, and I'm committed to eliminate that friction, and at the very minimum, gain the strength necessary to push through it as if it weren't meaningfully there. And so the group was and is something special. The timing obviously has been something special. Each and every one of us obviously is someone special. And I want to just thank everybody for actually being there. And thanks for allowing me to actually be there with you through this process.
Yeah, I'd like to add something actually following off that as well. I came in late as well. I had a nice good session with Bo not too long ago, and yeah, it's been very eye-opening. It's been a great experience again to kind of second what a previous person said with regards to the cohort. I think it's a very, very effective way in how it helps people learn, especially if someone is used to kind of doing some things themselves, like very you know, singular in a sense. So I think again, great on that, Bo. Yeah, that's my part on that. Thank you.
I better see you in RBC4, Marlondo. I see you. I see you.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah.
I just wanted to share also my gratitude for this whole thing. I came in late and I'm still actually struggling to finish up everything, so I don't feel like I deserve to be here. But I've learned a lot, and I just wanted to say thank you all for being all really very, very vulnerable. Like, I still remember the live interview with Bo and Aggie, where there was a moment where in my head I'm like, okay, this is the difference between literature notes and fleeting notes, and that was because she was struggling, and through that struggle I also learned, and I think that's something that I will never forget. So yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
All right, so I'll add something here. For everybody who says that they have been coming in late, I don't even have a page set up. So that ought to make everybody feel so much better. I'm so grateful, Bo, that you and Matt have decided to run these at separate times, because I signed up for both with every intention of being able to do both. And I'm a PhD student, and this term has been brutal. So I've followed along as best I could. I'm like on day 3 of those videos and trying to work my way through and hoping to get a spot in RBC4 with you, because seriously, I've been using Roam since I think April of 2020, and I'm really not as proficient as I want to or need to be for my industry. I mean, I'm a researcher. So I'm just contributing here because I didn't even participate today, because I didn't create a page, and I'm not going to create a page on the last day and try and pretend like I know what I'm doing. I don't. Kudos to everybody who stuck with it. Kudos to everybody who came in late and is here and did not shy away from this community. I've certainly bounced in and bounced out, and the energy is amazing. You've got a lot of inside jokes that I don't get. I don't know who Brother Spirit is, but kudos to you. I love the lo-fi music, and I'm looking forward to being here for RBC4.
I'll go. I'm just taking a look at the screen here and just noticing who's in our space, and can be very intimidating walking into a room of people who are going to work on their thinking. I think it takes someone who's really dedicated to themselves, and someone who's willing to work on their thinking. These tend to be the people who are the most brilliant people on the planet. So for me, it's a very confronting thing to step into a room feeling like, well, it's just little old me. I just want to think a little bit better. And seeing the incredible diversity of domains that people are in, and the way people think already without any of the structure we've learned here, and just being in awe of what people write and how people write. But I also want to say I'm very thankful for the space that's been created here, not only by Bo, but by each one of you, and the welcoming feel and the desire to support one another. I think that's been such an important part of this, because we are very much confronted with the thing that makes us us, our own thinking. So I'm super grateful that I stepped into this space, and it is what it is in terms of the support. This is really, I mean, there's the content and the structure, and that's all great, but there's also the transformation that has occurred, and there's sort of life before the first day of writing, and there's what it is now. And even if I just decided like, I'm just not ever going to use this thing again, the way I think about things is different, and it is improved and it's refined. I was noticing this morning, I was reading just an random article, and the way I could sense myself processing it was so much more nuanced than before, where it's like, what's this about? And that is just such an incredible thing for me. I've always been a person who's strived to achieve and perform at its highest level. And I know what it's like to stretch myself in a physical capacity, and know what it's like to be in tremendous pain of that stretch and what's on the other side of that in terms of my physical capacity. And I never quite could get there with my intellectual efforts, but I feel like the structure I have now and the way I'm able to think now, I can trust that I can reach the edge of my thinking, and that I can exhaust myself, stretch my thinking to where it's just gonna break down, and it's all there for me to look at and say, whoa, I made it somewhere today. That's pretty fucking cool. So I'm I mean, just so thankful. I'm nearly like in tears right now, for all of you, for this space, Bo, for you, your humongous heart. You're nothing but love for me, nothing but commitment for me. I so appreciate you and what you've done here for me and for all of us, if I'm allowed to speak for all of us. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alan. That was beautiful.
That's a hard act to follow there. That set the bar pretty high there, Alan.
You can
Hello,
do it.
everyone. I can do it. Oh, wait. First of all, I just want to start out with where Alan left off, is just talking about our fierce leader. You know, like Bo, you were vulnerable right at the beginning and committed. And I think that really, I know that really set the tone for all of us. And we just matched it whenever we could. So thank you for that kind of leadership. It's very inspiring. So you've really inspired me to do better. And partway through, an epiphany early on when we had to talk about what a Zettelkasten was like was the Sistine Chapel. And it came back to me again today. The Sistine Chapel in the Vatican City, I mean, Michelangelo took 4 years to paint that, just the ceiling. And I was thinking and looking at all of you, and I feel like all of us are like those brush strokes that you see in the Sistine Chapel. And the Sistine Chapel is made up of more than just Michelangelo's work, but it's made up of many artists and so much variety and unique talent. And when I look at all of you on the screen, and the friendships that have formed, I'm like, we are all those artists, and we've built something amazingly great. And like the Sistine Chapel is almost 550 years old. It's still standing, and people are pilgriming into it. And yeah, we don't remember all the names anymore, but they're there in the stone. They're there with each other. And so we'll always be part of, the start of something really amazing, like what Bo said, the start of this great frontier. So I'm super honored and privileged to have done this journey with all of you. And I just kind of want to end with one big takeaway that was very profound for me with the thinking, is this emergent thinking. And I always kind of did it, and I struggled because, when you write the introduction first. And once you get it out of the way, it seems so it seems easier. But I'll never probably write the same again. And I have a lot of friends who are parents. And this whole idea is to just take a topic direction and then just go and do all the fleeting notes. And what the epiphany for me was like, at the end of it, you can just say, this is what I just said, and recap, just like we do at the top of the fleeting notes. And then your recap actually becomes your introduction. You just have to change the tense. You literally just have to say, instead of saying, I just said this, you have to say, I'm going to say this. And now that's your introduction. And how easy is that? That's a million times easier than sitting at the beginning going, what am I going to write about? I don't know. I haven't written yet. How do I write my introduction? So yes, you could get a little bit of drift going on, but hey, I'm all for being excited about what I wrote, and I want to be excited about how I got there, and I want to be excited when I get to the introduction, and it's going to show through. So yes, anyway, I saw some chats in there. So thank you, all of you. And just one side note, my dad died of cancer just not long before we started this group. Now I'm going to get emotional, and I was kind of struggling. So having all of you journeying with me was really, really profound. It was just a part of my life that I really needed community. And yeah, with COVID and everything, of course, I know all of you too, just finding an online relationships like this was definitely far from anything I ever would have dreamed could be done online. So thank you. I see some tears actually on the screens going on here. Crying, yes, Bo's all about crying, making people cry. Anyway, thank you. Love out to all of you, all the way from love out to all of you. Yeah.
Well, I guess I can jump in here before I get too shy and just don't at all. So I hope that you guys can hear me right now. Anyway, I'm feeling also really grateful. And I was just thinking like about the world and where we're at right now and how boxed in we are from everything, just even before the pandemic. And for me, you know, I've been growing up as a writer, so I've been used to like spilling myself out onto the page, but I had no real way of connecting it like I have been now, you know, over the past few weeks. So I feel like I'm celebrating today because we got to the end of this thing, but I've been celebrating for the past couple weeks now myself. And it's been really wonderful. And to be a part of the community has just been a big part of the drive for me. And you know, when Bo told me, it was like, you got it, you know, I felt like so good, you know, just felt like to get that confirmation was really great. I already knew I had it, but just to get that little extra confirmation like that, it was not little, it was really huge. And this has been really fun. And that's the big part of it too, is that, you know, it's just been so fun. And I've lost a lot of sleep as a result, because I've just been looking really forward to getting up every day and writing as much as I can in this new way. And I think that's about it for now. I look forward to the next RBC4, and I'll definitely be there. And I look forward to, you know, really helping out anybody who has any kind of questions or whatever. Whatever I can throw into the melting pot, I'm here for it. So thank you.
Thank you, Glenn. Mike has his hand up. Michael Barr.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I don't step over anybody. So can you hear me first of all? Yay. Thank you very much, everybody, for your generosity and for your openness. And it's been really overwhelming. I didn't quite grasp the transformational nature that this was going to have. And I've actually been purposefully holding back a little bit on starting my personal ZK, only because I just wanted to finish digesting the videos. And like, I know, because once I get going with school, it's going to be a fucking roller coaster, and it's just going to be a machine for like 5 months. So it's really key to get some of this stuff down. And I know you're getting tired of hearing this, so I'm going to say Roy and Brother Spirit. It was like, and then actually it was really cool because I saw Bart. He had already interpreted it, and we were doing a call yesterday morning, and I saw it through his lens, which really resonated as an academic. anyway, thank you so much for sharing. And the love and warmth is just, it's really, really cool. And I've joined the other tool and the other system, and I'm buying books like a crazy person and stuff. So now I can't wait to get going on writing and doing analysis. Like now it's like, I can't wait to get going. And this is something I've been dreading, and now I want to get going. So anyway, I can see a lot of hands up. So enough. Thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I've got Daljit, Yina, Augie, Min, and Heather. Daljit, would you like to go?
Hey. Yeah, I'm going to try to read what I've written down. Let's see if I can stick to it. So what I'd like to share with the group is that for me, I can't believe that there's a place now for all my thoughts, exhaustive, existential, overwhelming thoughts. There's a place that I can use with purpose. I think everyone should own a Zettelkasten, not just smart people, not just academics or bookish people. I think there's a usefulness to anyone who thinks, which means every human being. At the start, I felt this was just too abstract for me. It's just one of those things I would never get and that I would drop out. So I just like to pay homage to the community, waking up in the morning before work, just seeing the people, reading people's notes and seeing how everyone else was struggling was actually strangely reassuring to me. And it helped me not feel so atomized in the process of feeling like I don't get this. Just a couple more thoughts. I think it just got me wondering about how young kids could use something like this when they're being taught at school, because when I was a kid, I was always daydreaming, and I didn't do too well academically because I just struggled to pay attention. But really what I think I was doing was fleeting thoughts in school lessons, and I was struggling to allow the teacher in. So like I've really been able to relate to the Zettelkasten method through like understanding my past and how I've come to be the human being that I am today. And I'd just like to say again, like everybody else, seriously, thank you to everybody, because we've all been going on our own journey for different purposes during a COVID pandemic, and it's been really tough. And finally, Bo, I don't still understand your capacity for helping everyone. I don't get it. I was waiting for you to send us the bill or something, I don't know, but it's incredible. Thank you.
I've got Yina up, and then after Yina is going to be Augie.
Yeah, I think I joined a little bit late for the session, so I'm not sure if there's a specific prompt, but from the context, I think the main thing I just wanted to say was, hopefully it's not going to sound too dramatic, but I feel like Rome honestly saved me. And what I mean by that is that it saved me in a sense that I've always been the type of person to really get in my own thoughts. And I think that it's human nature to do this in general. But what Room was able to do was helping me to process my thoughts and giving me a space to just put it out there and not worry about what the actual distilled concept is and letting me work through it. That whole concept and that journey was what I think really did to help. The book talked about bind like water, which is the get things done methodology. I have used that before. I did not feel that sense of like saving this. So I think that Rome really was what truly the missing link of being able to house a place to capture my thoughts and capture the ability for me to process them was just like an absolute just like light bulb. And I think hopefully like everyone should see what Rome is doing, what we're doing here. And then on top of it is this community and just seeing like learning from everyone as we go. It's been so fun to see how everyone else has been processing their information, and learning how other people think has been truly an absolutely beautiful experience. So just really grateful for everyone here for that. And the main thing I just want to do now is just give back. So Bo, let us know like how we can help other people, how we can help like other people experience this, feel saved in their own way. Just really want to have just everyone experience what I felt like through, and I'm sure that a lot of us do as well. Just thank you for everyone.
I'm not gonna cry, okay? I'm not gonna cry. You're not gonna make me cry. Augie, you're up.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to talk about, well, one of the main transformations has been that I feel like I like have the method for insight right now. Like I've been looking, I used to have like insights from all kinds of thinking, but it wasn't like a trusted way to get there. And now I feel like if I wanted to grasp anything, I know how to get there, and that's such a reassuring feeling. But even better than that, I feel like what has been even more transformational to me personally is just the community. I mean, just knowing that you guys are out there, it's, someone used the word earth shattering, and I feel like it describes it perfectly. Like knowing that there are people out there who are interested in these kinds of things, kind and curious people. I mean, it's more than I ever thought I'd find. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Augie. So we've got Min up, and then after that, it's going to be Heather, Brigitte, Nettie, and Brother Spirit. We'll close this out. Apropos. Min. Can you unmute? There you go.
Have I unmuted?
You're good now.
Okay, hi. That's part of the reason this is my very first time contributing to one of these sessions, but I've been here, I've been watching, and I've put a bit into chat. It's astonishing. I've been a lurker, and it's been astonishing to lurk. This has been a great group to lurk around. And isn't this a really brilliant finishing session? This insight everybody's giving into the way they think. And during this, I've just thought that the Zettelkasten is in fact the way we think. I've been laboring under that exceptionalism that, oh, this is the way I think and I'm special. And I'm realizing I think this is the way humans think. And what our education system has been doing has been imposing an intensely hierarchical structure on our thinking processes. And it has done damage to the Zettelkasten organic way of doing it. So that's my insight from this particular session. There have been other smaller epiphanies during it, but they're mostly related to engaging with the process. I'd just like everybody to say thank you to Bo. I'm a teacher, and I've watched him, because I've been lurking, I've watched him teach. And it's, as a teacher, my job is to get out of the way of learning and to become redundant as rapidly as possible. And that's what he's done. But his key skill, I think, is I have watched him in these sessions listen to you all as you've been working through your own processes out loud in the live sessions. And I'm paying close attention and listening really hard. And then you stop, and then Bo goes straight to the kernel of what it was you were saying. It's an amazing skill. It's and to be a listener like that. And I said that to him in my coaching session with him, and he said, "Oh, I'm an actor. I've been in theatre." That's not a given with all actors. This is something really extraordinary. I'd like to thank you all, because without having interacted with you, I have learned a lot from you. So thank you very much. I'll stop now.
Heather?
Hi everybody. I had a couple notes here. I'm really thankful for all the people I've met in this community. I had faith there was a lot of really interesting folks and similar curious souls out there. So it was really good to find everybody. I think it's interesting because I think curiosity is the natural state of humanity, and it's been beaten out of children. And it's sad. So I'm really stoked that people have maintained it to this age. It's really refreshing, and I think there's a lot more like out there. I think it's really cool, the piece about vulnerability, as people have said, and the sense of community. It was really interesting to see like group norms and the power of standardized methods. ISO has kind of sold this for a long time, but like Zettelkasten and the way that we execute it is like the standardized method. So it allowed this incredible collaboration. If everyone was all over the place, would never have happened. So this is really a testament to Bo. His power of visualization, his leadership and execution was just unbelievable. I would have paid a ton of money for this, Bo. Just absolutely top notch. It's awesome. I had some stuff about elaboration and summarization. This made me think of Edward de Bono. He talks about like going really deep with thinking, taking a problem and breaking it down, and then being able to synthesize back up, which is like the summarization step. So these are two different tools. Not everyone's good at both, but I think that this method forces you to develop those skills. So I think it's really, really cool. I also think the future state of Rome, as a collaboration tool, your voice in the world could be proportional to how much effort you're willing to put in, your writing, your curiosity, your questioning ability, your research, your time spent, and your diligence. Like your say is not just going to be based on your charisma, your ability to sell. I think this could be a really cool thing. Other comments I had here about thinking is hierarchical to decision making. I think a lot of people have talked about this. It's interesting to see how others think. I don't give a shit what you think. If I wanted to go on social media, I care how you think. So it's so cool to get an insight into that. And because I went so deep, I went on this crazy decision making journey. And the thing that came out of it is that thinking is essentially like the rate limiting step. Your decision making is only as good as your thinking. So to have a tool that augments your ability, I'm super excited. And I also love that Rome is like humanely designed tech. It's not time on device. It's not nasty. It's like you choose to engage with it on your own terms. So I'm just thankful for everyone. And I thought I would share that. Thank you.
Roy's spot on, by the way. So we've got Brigitte, Nettie, Brother Spirit, CK. We're going to move on to the next thing, but we'll chat. So Brigitte.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is also the first time I think I said anything. It's quite hard for me because it's not my first language. But I really want to share with you that in the past weeks, you literally saved my life. I was struggling with depression for years and years and years. I really thought I would be stuck in this situation until the end of my life. And just the community of the book club made me go to the community graph every day, do my writing, do my exercises. And then I even started to dream about Zettelkasten. And I finally found a rope I could grasp and work myself out of the mud I'm in. And this really is such a life-changing, life-saving, I don't know. There's no expression for this for me. My life is in a completely new direction. Everything is changed. I have a perspective into the future, which people with depression normally don't have. I know what to do next. I know how I want to move on. And I want to thank you all and everyone for being there, for being this community that made me do it every day, for sharing, and yeah, just for everything. Thank you. Thank you so much. And especially, Bo, thank you for your amazing energy, which always, when I thought I couldn't do this, I just had to hear your voice. And when I heard your voice, I thought, yes, I can do it. I will do it today. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Nettie?
I've been holding back my tears po. Like Mom Birgit said earlier, I'm also just healed from my depression po before I joined this book club. Thank you, sir. I will just read my tweet, my retweet. Thank you, Sir Bo. You're a great leader and encourager. I joined this just to know more about Chattercasting, and how to use this for my thesis. It's only my goal. But I can't imagine I am here now, changed by this community 360 degrees. If only you know, guys, there's so many people that I'm sorry. There's so many people that help me. In here, I can't even say their name one by one because I can count them. This really changed my life. But yeah, and what I've written in the Twitter, dreams were realized. So literally, so many breakthroughs happened because of this book club, and I really promise I'll make it. I'll make. I'll pay this forward somehow. Sobrang salamat po sa inyong lahat. That's Tagalog. Thank you so much po. Sobra. Super. I will never forget this. This is really life changing. And the very first step for my 3-year journey in my depression. And thank you. I'm just so grateful. Thank you so much po.
And before we move on to the next thing, Brother Spirit, can you close us out here?
Well, dear friends, dear community, I'm really moved just to hear everyone and yeah, echo so much of what's been shared, everything really. There's been so much more than I could have dreamed of. I mean, I signed up for it on a complete whim, just thinking, okay, I'm going to give Rome one last chance because, you know, I still can't make anything out of it. I haven't developed any regular habit of using it. I am probably going to abandon it, but maybe just give it one last chance. And here we are. It's completely amazing. And I think, I mean, what I wrote, just, yeah, I'll share one aspect of what I wrote is that the proof to me of the progress that I've made is that I'm finally writing. I mean, I've always written, but it's been like a very private thing in my journals. And just today, I actually finished something and sent it off, you know, to some friends to help edit, to be published. And I've kind of known that that was going to happen sooner or later at some point, but now it's just like, it's just coming out, it's just flowing out of me. And it's really thanks to, you know, all of the hoops that you made us jump through, Bo. And they were some great hoops. Some of them were like on fire, but it was, yeah, such an incredible process, and your spirit and everybody's spirit. And like everybody said, just witnessing other people's breakthroughs, witnessing other people's struggles, and witnessing the support that everybody's offering to each other. I think I had a big, you know, as a monk, I kind of tend not to use social media at all. I don't, mainly stay away from that. I've started dipping my toes into Twitter, basically for the Rome community. But I never really dared like ask questions. I always felt like I'm too, you know, I don't know anything. I'm not a coder. I don't know anything about this stuff. So I felt very hesitant to ask because I'm going to just look so stupid. And now I really get it. I really feel like just how supportive this community is, and there's no question that's too basic. You just ask, and then people are so generous, and that's the main thing I want to come to. Okay, I'm going to close out with this because I'm a monk. Like, my life is, you know, I've taken vows to live a life of service, to live for others, and to share my time, my energy, everything I have with others, mostly with the people who come to the monastery to learn meditation, to learn mindfulness, to, you know, who want to take care of themselves and go on a retreat. And then with my brothers and sisters in the monastery. And that's what I do. That's my life. But I have to say that, Bo, you have humbled me in terms of your willingness to share yourself, to share your time and your energy. And I am in awe, because I really see like how much selfishness there still is in me in terms of that, you know, that I still hold back so much in terms of what I could share, and I like keep it. I always say, no, that's my time. I want to work on my stuff. I don't have time for that person. I don't have time for this person. And just your willingness, Bo, to just never say no, and to keep opening that door and keep like holding out your hand and like helping people through their most difficult struggles. Yeah, truly humbling. And I really feel like it's a big inspiration to me. And yeah, it's already making a change in terms of like, because I get a lot of requests for guidance, for counseling, for you know, consultations and so on. And sometimes I think, oh, I don't have time, and I say no. And now I'm just kind of like, okay, Bo has shown me there's another way to do this. So yeah, it's incredible. And I really thank you to everybody for the kind of grit and determination everybody's shown just to work through whatever you're working through at whatever level, and just keep going and keep showing up. And that's what's kept me going, definitely, is just seeing all of you every day. And like sometimes it was the highlight of my day. I was like, what's the writing exercise today? I just want to get to it. Like, I want to do it. I had many other things I was supposed to do. It's just like, no, I'm doing this. This is more fun. Anyway, it's been an amazing, a wild ride. I'm immensely grateful. So thank you to you all.
Okay. Dude, all of this is gnarly, you know, and I'm at a loss of words. It's been a crazy journey with all of you. And I know that this is just the beginning. And I guess I'll just walk through some of the ideas in regards to, yeah, lots of words. You know, some folks have come together and they started creating a fund, and I want to continue this community outside of this book club, and I really feel like Circle is going to be the way to do it. And so basically all the donations that we're receiving, I think Yina and Bart and others were sort of spearheading that. All the donations from that will funnel into paying for the monthly dues for Circle. I was able to buy relevantnotes.co. I thought that was spot on, right? What we're doing here. And so basically, if you go to relevantnotes.co, it'll link you to the Circle site. And I want to keep it where it's just us for now, everyone that's in RBC3. And I want to make that a place where we go for solutions, we go for this community, and you know, for coaching sessions as we move forward and everything like that. And so yeah, and I love Open Collective because all the transparency is there. So I'll be able to sort of, okay, well, here's $39.99 pulled out for this month and whatever that looks like. And
Bo, just a heads up, we've already raised $216, so that's already 5.5 months of the Circle community. And that's only been 3 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone's been really amazing here.
And thank you for everyone that stepped up and to spearhead that as well. RBC 4, I'm gonna run Sonke's book again, and I do recommend sending your people into that, because if you got benefit out of it, like, I'm not stopping. I'm going harder into the paint. You know what I mean? I'm going harder into the paint, and you know, maybe I'll have 14 pictures this time. I don't know. But do send your people into there. So on the daily notes page of the shared graph, I have relevantnotes.co sign up here. That way, I don't know if everyone's I don't know how to get in contact with everybody, but at least sign up there. I'll have your name and your email address. And then once I'm going on a road trip. I don't want to see you guys for 2 weeks. Okay. I'm going to go on a road trip and just not have to eat, breathe, and sleep Rome research for 2 weeks. And then when I come back, I'll by that time, I'll have decided what relevantnotes.co or the Circle community is going to look like. And RBC 4 is going to be April 11th. And I do want to make sure that I get everyone that wants to help sort of, what do you call it? Like guideposts, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have this new wave of people, you know, usually there's like 2,500 people that sign up, right? And out of that 2,500, maybe 300, 400 stick. And so I'd like to have that opportunity for everyone that's in here to be able to sort of be a sub dream team. You know what I mean? Maybe like, yeah. What's a sub dream? I don't know. But like, you know what I mean? Just like a sub dream team that can be there as pillars as RBC 4 goes through the process as well. And I want to make sure that's open and available. I was going to do a goal setting workshop after this, and we are approaching 2 hours, but I do want to just sort of have some music going, and you know, I have questions out there for 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, like to set little milestones for yourself, because I don't like leaving this energy of gratitude, this energy of, you know, community, and this sense of belonging. Like, that's powerful. You know, and I want to set goals when I'm in that empowered state. So I do want to make sure that we go into that. But I wanted to sort of get some of the news out of the way. I want to check in with people. Sorry, where did Bo say the circle sign up? It's on, Dan, it's on the shared graph on March 14th. It'll say relevantnotes.co sign up here. Awesome. And I just want to make sure, I think I got everything covered here. Listen, I'm still open and available. Like, what I'd like to do is I'd like to, you know, especially people that are sort of testing the boundaries, I want to keep updating what you're doing, because I want to know, like, you know, I want to see that progress. And I think others need to see that progress as well. And I think that circle community is going to be a lot of that. It's where, you know, people are expounding upon this simple, lightweight structure, and they're seeing the complexity having to be introduced. And I want to follow that progression as well. And it's almost like, if I'm going to focus on the front lines, like, you all are sort of have an eagle eye view of all that's going on, if that makes sense. Like, I'll keep getting more people introduced and riding into Rome and learning the simple, lightweight structure, but you all need to be the ones that are sort of venturing off into frontier land and figuring out these new ways of doing it. And that way I can reiterate that into the next book club or whatever that looks like. And
oh, just one more update. Yes. We hit the year's membership subscription amount.
I love you guys. I love you guys.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is amazing.
Well, this is a testament to what we need to build. Again, I just don't have the brain capacity right now of what that looks like, you know, because I almost feel like Circle has kind of got like a blogish, like Substack vibe to it. So I want to make sure that it's not just a place where it's like, oh, I have to check another place. It's like, no, I want this to be a place where it's like you go in and you check every day, you know, and it's like, oh, wow, someone's doing this, someone's doing that. And I think that's it for now. Congratulations to everybody. I know, you know, listen, it's not a race, it's a marathon. And I know that everyone's at different spots in this marathon. And, but, you know, you showed up. And I think that's the most important thing. And I'm proud of each and every one of you here. I'm always available. a DM, an email. And here's the thing, I am bombarded with people emailing me and DMing me. If it gets lost, send it again. Like, send it again and again until you get the response. I'm here. I'm always gonna be here, but like sometimes I'm like bombarded with things, and it's just like if it falls through the cracks, right? Like email me. If it falls through the email, then DM me. It's like I'm here. And yeah, the relevant notes site isn't up yet. I've blocked it all off, and it's not even doing anything right now. But let's put this as a separate resource in the shared graph. I'll do that. And I think that's it. I think that's it for now. Oh, sign up for the relevantnotes.co. I'm going to go and copy this link. Sign up here, so at least I've got your email, that form that I just put in the chat. Sign up there. That's going to be, so as soon as relevantnotes.co or the circle community is up, you'll get the link and the invite, and it's all invite only. I think we might have like a public facing Q&A part, just so people, if they have questions about Zettelkasten and Rome and what we're doing in Rome Book Club, like they can have like a front facing, like one little tab. But the majority of it, or 99% of it is just gonna be us. And basically when RBC 4 gets done, they'll have a space in there as well. And there'll be a little bit of intermingling in that regards, but it's sort of like, let's build out this community of accountability. And any other questions? Is there any other specific questions about moving forward? I don't want anyone to feel like they're slipping through the cracks. I just want to make sure that everyone has all the information, and everyone's looking good.
I got it. Yeah, I'm really bad at keeping up with what's happening on Slack and all that. So it's going to be the Circle community is our main place for congregating this group. Is there another platform that someone has decided on for primarily communicating? Are we still on Slack and Twitter, or is it all going to be in Circle or what? Okay, so we have our Rome Book Club 3 channel in Slack.
Yes.
We've got Circle coming up, and that's what we've got right now, right?
Yes.
I'm not missing something major. Okay.
Twitter.
Right. Okay. All right.
I feel like those are gonna, I don't want too many channels, but I feel like the Slack channel is great. It's very ephemeral though. It's very fleeting. And it's just like, that's where we can just real time just chat with people. And then I feel like the Circle community is more like you have to do posts. So I don't have to figure out what that's gonna look like. So it's more like, hey, this is gonna be something like a resource, if that makes sense. Like a solution to a problem or something, or maybe videos or coaching sessions we can put up in there.
Bo,
yes.
Not to add more tools here. I'm making you aware the direction that the academic plus Rome community has gone because of Slack's ephemeral nature. And there was a Circle community, posting wasn't, just the interface was a bit of a hindrance. We've moved to Discord, which I know you have to set up a server, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just mentioning if there's anybody in the group here who has that inclination, knows how to set it up, it might be something to look into.
The thing is, like, you're talking about the one with Lucas, right? With the academics?
Yeah, and Alex.
The thing is, like, they just recently did that, and it's not proven yet. So I'd rather, it's like, it doesn't have a proven track record, because it's like Lucas did it because Chris did something on Discord as well, a Rome hacker. Let's just, I mean, I don't want to, like, I know Slack is kind of, it's like, it's evil. They got bought out, I guess, is one idea, but also it's like, it just works and it's there for now. Like, if we find a solution that, after six weeks it's still around, then we'll consider Discord. But again, it's sort of like, there was a lot of people in the Rome cult that jumped ship into Discord, but it hasn't really been proven yet. And it still feels like things are getting lost, especially in the communities that I'm in with Rome. And so let's just, and I feel like Slack, what I like about Slack is that we know that it's going to get lost. And there's something about knowing that it's going to get lost that, to me, I like. And I feel like the Circle community, if we do this right, it can be something powerful. And I think it's almost like, I almost see it like, if we close it off, it means we can just do private coaching sessions where everyone can learn from each other. And I feel like I don't have to post this on YouTube anymore. You know what I mean? It's like I can just post it within the community, in the circle community. So then it's like everyone can really learn from each other. I think that's super important, especially how deep some of us are going in these coaching sessions, that I want that to be like, oh my God, I'm learning from Michael, I'm learning from Shauna, I'm learning from, you know what I mean? It's like, I want that to happen. And I feel like that might be the catalyst that the other circle communities don't have. And so again, I don't want to make any decisions right now. I'm brain dead in regards to Rome and Zettelkasten, but I got 2 weeks. And when I come back, just sign up for that relevantnotes.co sign up sheet on the daily notes page. And then I'll reach out to everyone once that come back. And then I think Roy had a question, or who had a question? Someone had a question, or Chris.
Yeah, so I know this shared graph got pretty out of control, and we've kind of pushed the boundaries here. Is it going to stick around? Is it going to be persistent for a while?
Yes. I mean, I still have access to Rome Book Club 1. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I know it's just this one kind of taxed the resources of the servers being out there. So I'm just wondering if they wanted to rein it in, or it'll still be around.
I don't see a reason that it would go away. No one's ever closed someone out. So I still have access to Rome Book Club 1 and 2. I don't see it going away. If anything, I'll make a EDM backup. So it's a full restore, and you could always have that as well. Yes.
Hey, Bo, I know I missed my moment during sharing, but just one thought I would like to share is that I'd be willing to bet, though I don't think anybody in this group would take the other side of it, so it's not going to be a bet, that in a very short period of time, we're going to all be doing a book club around a book that somebody from this group writes using their Zettelkasten, and we're going to be putting it in our own Zettelkasten. And that's going to be a very happy day for me when some name I recognize is going into my permanent thinking tool. So
yep,
I'd bet on it.
Chills. Yep, you're absolutely right.
Okay. Nettie had a question about the reading room extension.
Oh yes. So tomorrow, do you guys, Samantha, do you guys want to just start the room? I'll give you, and then record it, I guess. I really want to leave tomorrow. I don't really want to.
I definitely think we should not have you handling anything else after today, like literally after this call.
Yeah,
we can definitely handle it.
I can give you my login information, so you can go in and create a room. And then I guess we'll do that offline. We'll DM me. And then I'll send.
I have an enterprise account for Zoom. We can use mine if we need to.
See?
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roy, if you can just drop like a link, or like I'll reach out to you on DM, and we'll figure out a way to coordinate this on Slack or something.
And then how about this? I'll create on the shared graph, I'll create week 7 on the Rome reading room like you usually do to find it. And then I'll just, you know what I mean? That way, hey, and then when you can upload the link there. Cool. I'll do that tonight.
Hey, may I suggest that if any of you are comfortable with your coaching sessions with each other or discussions, that you record them. And if you feel like part of them would really help the group, that we upload them. Maybe it's a separate tab even that's like, you know, Rome to Rome, or I don't know, we create something separate. So it's like coaching sessions with each other. Cause I feel like Bart and I met the other day, and then just the two of us were kind of working out our Zettles. And I was like, oh, you know, it would be helpful maybe if other people could see us discussing it, like this works, this doesn't, why doesn't this work? What can you help me with? So anyway,
I think
just a suggestion.
If it's only good, I think that's why I like the idea of like Circle or whatever. That way it's closed off to anyone else and it's just us. And then it'll just be uploaded to, I guess, Vimeo or whatever private account. And then no one else can see it unless they're in Rome Book Club 3. I mean,
that's actually that's an important thing, that if you don't mind sharing it in the group, that should be obvious. But if you don't want it on like the public YouTube, because some of our Zettles do have, you know, I don't mind sharing my Zettel with Bart or Michael or Yina or like Nettie, but I might not necessarily want it on, like I didn't record mine in Bo's because I was like, I don't know if I really want that on the public YouTube. So
yeah. And Mike's saying it right there, idea of closed community. This is, I want a closed community.
Yeah.
And I think we've, you've donated.
And
into
maybe
that.
just to reiterate that it is private, so that, I mean, everyone should know that in here, but just to maybe sometimes I have to put a disclaimer that what's shared in here stays in the group with permission.
Yeah, maybe I can have that on the form when you sign up for relevantnotes.com or relevantnotes.co. It's like confidentiality agreements.
Yeah, I think that's important. It should, because the more people who come in, sometimes it gets a little less manageable, and something that we think is, you know, part of the culture may not be for somebody coming in.
Yep, I agree. Okay, anyone else have any questions? Feel like they just need to, they're a little confused about what the next steps are going to be? I think it's just build out your personal Zettelkastens. Build out your personal Zettelkastens. Reach out to me or anyone in the community if you have any questions. And yeah, I think that's it. And then wait for the community links for Circle.
May I add something that I thought was really useful is I pulled a lot of my day work that we did, especially at the beginning, and moved them into my captured notes, and I'm now converting them into Zettels. So I have like 14 of them. But then because all the fleeting notes are done, and so instead of having an actual literature note, because we don't have them, it would be like inspiration, and then I'm pulling in some of your prompts as my inspiration, which would be the same as literature. Or reference notes, sorry. So if any of you are like, I don't know where to start, or I've done all this work, what do I do with it? You can totally capitalize on all the fleeting notes you did at the beginning. I mean, we did hours of it, and convert them to Zettels.
Is everyone ready? You want to do goal setting workshop? Okay, before we do that though, there's something about just like getting into the mood, right? It's you gotta set the mood, right? So you might want to check your speakers, but